We are in Worms, Germany, which is the site where Luther had to defend himself against Charles V, Holy Roman Emperor, as well as the Catholic Church. Knowing that he very well could lose his life for taking his stand, that's exactly what he said. Here I stand, I can do no other. God help me. Amen. But even though we credit Martin Luther with being the father of the Reformation, there were earlier reformers who brought in the dawn of the Reformation. One such character was Girolamo Savonarola, who was a Dominican in Florence, Italy. And he protested the corruption of the Catholic Church and was burned at the stake. Now, another figure was Peter Valdo, who was the leader of the poor men of Lyon, France. Like Francis of Assisi, he gave away his wealth to the poor. But unlike Francis of Assisi, he did not seek out favor from the Pope, but instead became a critic of the clergy. He and his followers were hounded and became the victims of the Crusades. Later on, they became parts of the more mainline Reformation. Now over here is the figure that we call the morning star of the Reformation, John Wycliffe, who was a professor at Oxford University in England, a prestigious theologian, and yet he lost his position because of his criticism of the Catholic Church, because of his insistence that the Bible, not the Pope, was the true authority of the Church. He's best known for having translated the English Bible from the Latin, and so today we remember him with a number of translating agencies known as the Wycliffe translators. Now, the fourth major early reformer is John Huss, who was a pastor and a professor in Prague, what is now the Czech Republic. John Huss also taught against indulgences. He was ordered to appear before the Holy Roman Emperor and the Archbishop representing the Catholic Pope. He came under safe conduct, but that safe conduct was rescinded. He was thrown into the dungeon. He never was given a chance to defend his beliefs, but instead was condemned as a heretic, and he was burned at the stake. This happened, and this, by the way, is where we get the phrase, his goose is cooked, from the name Jan Hus, or goose in his language. Well, we need to remember that this happened only 100 years before Martin Luther. Martin Luther was very well aware of John Huss and what had happened to him. So when he went to Worms, he knew that he might meet the same fate, which is why his bold declaration, "Here I stand, I can do no other, God help me, amen," was a sincere prayer for God's help as he stood on the Reformation principles of justification by grace through faith alone.